Hello friends of the Northern Entertainment, welcome to episode 1 of my Flight Simulator X series. We are here at beautiful Exuma International, Bahamas. It is 23 degrees right now, 11:30 in the morning, and we are just about ready to get this show on the road. I am requesting catering service right now. And while catering service is starting, we're gonna go over our first checklist, which is cockpit safety inspection. Maintenance status is checked. Cockpit emergency equipment is checked and stowed. The electric panel is checked. Fuel panel checked. Windshield wipers are checked. Hydronic panel checked. Air condition pneumatic panel checked. ELT checked. Landing gear level is checked. Start-stop selectors are stop. Speed brake lever closed, and flap lever is verified. Circuit breakers are checked, and we can go directly to our power up checklist. Battery 1 on, battery 2
okay.
auto, battery voltage first of all. Battery voltage, GPU on, ground power unit, and now we can check our battery voltage. 28 volts on 1, 28 volts on 2, so we are good. Fire extinguisher panel is checked, emergency lights aren't. APU selector start. Nav lights on. Logo lights on. Hydronic panel checked. Electronic CBs are checked. DVDR panel is checked. Photoluminescent strips checked. And we got our power up checklist completed at this point. Gonna open the exit, and while they are catering, we're gonna start programming our our MCDU. Well, will you please open? So we're gonna start here by initializing. Actually no, we can start radio. And we need to switch to 1.2.8. Exuma International Unicom, Air Canada 1643, request airport information.
Captain 1643, voltage 06, surface wind, all winds, runway.
Altimeter 3006, Air Canada 1643. So now that we got that out of the way, we have runway 30 in use, so we can go now to our flight. Actually no, we need, first of all, we need to initialize our positioning sensors. Which you should be able to see when I switch here to map. You can see heading fail, attitude fail, and heading fail. That shows us that the alignment is in process right now. So we can start here as soon as everything is aligned. Or we can start with our flight plan. Let's point. Mike Yankee Echo Foxtrot Charlie Yankee Yankee Zulu 1. And it's loaded. So now we're gonna go ahead and go to our performance plan. Catering is completed, so at this point we're gonna start our boarding. Actually, first we're gonna refuel. That sounds like a very good idea. And our performance plan is 90%, that's right. Fuel reserve is 1 ton, or 1,000 kgs. Our zero weight is 37210. Departure. Our refueling is done. The departure runway, takeoff. What's going on here? Flight now. Origin, yes. Destination. Takeoff is going to be from runway 30 over PK2 Cuddly. We insert that in our flight plan. We're going to check for discontinuities, which we have here. So we're going to delete it, activate, and now we go back to our performance sheet. Cruise. Our cruise altitude is actually only 340. Climb. That's good. The wind was 204 at 6 knots. Ascent, landing, well, landing we don't know yet. Back to flight plan. Do one more check here. And that all looks good. So the boarding is completed at this point. We are ready to get going. The only thing that we need to do before we can actually take off is take off and next, check our reference speed and or our performance sheet here on my EMB, and we're gonna go down the list. Final segment speed with our weight at the moment is 154. V1 V Since this is a very short runway and we are rather heavy, we're gonna start flaps 4, and that gives us a V1 of 122, 123. Oh no, wait a second. We are at sea level and it is 21 degrees. So in that case we are looking at 129, 129, 133. 129, 133. And we are done. We got everything set. Close all doors. Main exit is closing. And we can start our pre-flight checklist. Pressurization is set to auto, oxygen masks are checked. Flight instruments cross-checked. Altimeter was 3006. Check. And the park and brake is on. Pre-flight checklist completed. Before start checklist, trim panel. Set. MCDU checked and set. Fuel quantity checked. Taxi takeoff briefing checked. Done. Doors and windows closed. Our red beacon. On. Hydraulic pump 3A. On. Overhead panel. Normal, no warning lights. Before start checklist completed. And since we are in Exuma and we don't have any pushback here, we're gonna start the engine right here. As you can see here, the N2 is coming up. Once the N2 hits between 18 and 19, we're gonna see the ignition start. There we go. Now you're gonna see the N1 rise here in a second. And we can start engine 2. Sorry, engine 1. Again, N2 is rising. At 18, ignition is going to start up. There it is, ignition A. N1 rising, should be stable at 22.3 as well as 574 degrees. And I call that stable. So everything is set. We are good to go. So let's just make sure that all the apparatus is gone, which is the case. So we go ahead, after start checklist, flaps, 1, 2, 3, 4, flap set, flight controls, switch to flight controls, and rudder, full left, full right, elevators, full down, full up, ailerons.
We are pleased to welcome you aboard Air Canada. Your safety and comfort are important to us. We ask for your attention as we outline the safety features of this aircraft.
Nous vous souhaitons la bienvenue à bord d'Air Canada. Votre sécurité et votre confort nous tiennent à cœur. Nous sollicitons votre attention pour la présentation des mesures de sécurité propres à cet appareil.
After start checklist completed.
Responsable de votre bien-être. N'hésitez pas à vous adresser à l'un de nos agents de bord.
Exuma International traffic Air Canada 1643, taxiing through runway 30, Exuma International.
Please do not hesitate to ask any one of our flight attendants for assistance. If you have any concerns, please let one of us know. For your comfort and safety, lighter baggage must be stowed in the overhead bins and heavier articles under the seat in front of you prior to takeoff.
Now, as I said, we don't have a pushback here, so we're gonna just roll out of our parking position and make our way to runway 30, to the end of runway 30 to be exact, because we do not have any taxiway going there. So what we have to do is literally drive onto runway 30 and make a 180-degree turn at the end of the runway. And once that is done, we then will proceed and start. So guys, before I forget it, I just want to tell you, as you probably noticed already, I am by no means an airliner pilot. I have many hours in Flight Simulator. Unfortunately, not so many hours with rudders, because, well, I always had thought that joystick and or a twisty joystick would be good enough, but boy oh boy was I wrong.
Electronic devices must be turned off and stowed, and may only be used during flight once the seatbelt sign has been switched off. However, receiving and transmitting functions must remain off at all times. Please check with the
So we are rolling towards the runway now. Just in front of the runway at the threshold, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna make sure that no air traffic is coming in or well, out wouldn't be so bad because they would be behind us right now anyway. But in would be worse.
If there is a need to evacuate, the floor-mounted photoluminescent lighting system will guide you to the nearest emergency exit.
S'il fallait évacuer l'avion, un éclairage à bord photoluminescente vous guidera vers l'issue de secours la plus proche. Les issues de secours se trouvent aux endroits indiqués. Veuillez repérer celle qui est la plus proche de vous.
Exits are located as indicated. Please note the one nearest you.
And we are at the threshold.
The card in the seat pocket in front of you explains the many safety features of this aircraft. It should be reviewed prior to takeoff.
Une carte dans la pochette devant vous indique les nombreux éléments
No traffic.
propres à cet avion. Veuillez en prendre connaissance
So
avant
we're gonna roll now onto the runway.
During the flight, if the cabin pressure changes, an oxygen mask will drop automatically from the panel above you. Remain seated. Pull the mask towards you. Use the support strap to hold the mask over your mouth and nose.
Since we are on the runway at this point,
Breathe normally.
I'm gonna turn our landing lights on,
Si la pression de la cabine change,
as well as our
le
strobe
masque à
lights.
oxygène tombera automatiquement de ballon au-dessus de vous. Restez assis, tirez le masque vers vous. Servez-vous de la bande élastique pour le maintenir sur votre nez et votre bouche. Ajustez votre masque. Respirez normalement. Mettez toujours votre masque avant d'aider quelqu'un.
Always secure your own mask
And we
before
made our way down
assisting
to the end of
approche
runway
de
30.
Air Canada. Votre
Oh,
sécurité
runway
est
30.
notre priorité. Nous vous souhaitons un agréable vol. Thank you for choosing
While
Air
we do
Canada.
that,
Your
we
safety
can
is
start
top
our
priority.
before
We
takeoff
hope you enjoy
checklist.
the flight.
Takeoff
Takeoff,
configuration.
okay.
Check. Flaps. Set. Brake temp. Check. Anchors. No messages. Landing lights on. Strobe lights on. Transponder. Transponder. Set. Before takeoff checklist completed. Yeah, I still hope that we get the whole crew together for a flight, being Jeff, Bugs, Zach, and myself. Jeff and Bugs being in one airliner, Zach and myself being in the other one. And yeah, we work on that. The problem is, as usually, our schedules are so different. I mean, it's not so bad for Bugs, because, well, he can make time whenever he needs to, but the rest of us are still working day jobs, so that's where the problem starts. Although I do like my job, I have to say. So now we're gonna turn around here, try to stay on the tarmac. Oh, don't stop. And now we're gonna line up, using as little runway as possible, because we don't have much runway to begin with. Cabin crew seated for departure. And we are lined up. Exuma International traffic, Air Canada 1643, taking runway 30, departing to the north, Exuma International. And this is not going to be a rolling start because, as I said, we do not have the luxury of a lot of space. So, stable and go. Knots, check. V1, rotate, V2.
Positive rate.
You're up.
Gear up.
And we are above 1,000 feet, so we turn at this point our flight director on. And once we are on track, our VNAV is activated. Now we have to go to flight plan. Click on a direct course. LNAV and VNAV are activated. Exuma International traffic, Air Canada 1643, leaving the area to the west, Exuma International. And we're gonna switch to 133.3. Oceanic Center, Air Canada 1643, with your leaving 4000, climbing flight level 360.
Air Canada 1643. Roger, altimeter 3003.
Altimeter 3003, Air Canada 1643.
Air Canada 1643. Climb and maintain flight level 360.
Climb and maintain flight level 360, Air Canada 1643. So as you heard, we got cleared for our final cruise flight level. So at this point, we're just gonna intercept our airway, as you can see here. And once I intercept it, it will automatically switch to LNAV, and VNAV will go pink. And at this point, the MCDU is gonna have full authority. So now I know usually the after takeoff checklist should be sooner, but it's just when you are alone, there's a reason that you have a first officer in your aircraft. Once we are below 1 mile to the to our flight path, it should switch over to LNAV. At 1 mile now.
Oceanic Center, 7557 Foxtrot, with you leaving 2500, landing flight level 200.
7557 Foxtrot, Roger, altimeter 3003.
Altimeter 3003, 7557 Foxtrot.
There we go. Now the flight director is, or the MCDU has full authority, and we are pretty much at this point only monitoring that the flight director does what it's supposed to. We are about to hit transition altitude, so we will do our after takeoff checklist now. Flaps 0, check. Landing gear up. Pressurization checked. After takeoff checklist complete. And turn this little guy off. So yeah, this is all that's to it. Now we're just gonna go to our cruise altitude of well, I have to change it yet. At the moment we are still filed for 360, but more favorable winds at 340, so I'm gonna request the lower altitude once we get closer to our to flight level 360. And I show you guys something very neat about the Embraer, and that's the vertical profile. Pop that out so you can see it better. Here you can see the vertical profile. This is the planned profile. This is where we actually are. So we are a little bit high at the moment, but it is within 100 feet, so it's all good. It's not a problem. And it's going to show us our plan. So we are 18 miles from Mixit, which is very nice. And yeah, we have one last nice view on the ocean here before we well, it looks like we should have good weather all the way to our destination. Actually, yeah, have a look at the ocean. And since this is a 3-hour flight, I don't expect you to sit here with me for 3 hours, but we will continue this.
Transition altitude.
Transition altitude. So we switch our barrel set to standard, which is 2997. And yeah, so that's all that there is to it. I hope you enjoyed this, and the next video will be when we are closer to our destination and start our descent. So thank you so much for watching, guys, and yeah, as I said, I hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a like, leave a comment. As I said, I'm not a professional pilot. I do the best that I can, and honestly, I was nervous with this video, and I will see you in the next video when we are beginning our descent towards Toronto Pearson. So thanks so much for watching, guys, and God bless you.